The media virus spreading all around. We're a pack of morons stuck here on the ground. They feed us the lies while we just stand by, drowning in the noise as the truth walks by. It's the media virus taking control.
The Matilda Effect is used by the gyno-fascist feminists to discredit great men by claiming that the men plagiarized their work.
So let's get into it. The Matilda Effect is a term coined in 1993 by science historian Margaret W. Rossiter. She named it after Matilda Jocelyn Gage, a 19th century suffragist who spent a lot of time nagging about how women's inventions and scientific achievements were routinely erased or handed to men.
So the Matilda Effect is when a woman actually makes a discovery, invents something, or does the scientific work, but the credit, awards, and recognition get assigned to a man instead.
Well, let's talk about why it happens. Historically, women weren't allowed to publish under their own names. They weren't given professorships, lab space, or funding. Their work was presented through or signed by male supervisors. Award committees and institutions were overwhelmingly male, and media and textbooks favored the lone male genius narratives. So the system was set up to sideline women even when they weren't the ones driving the research. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. They weren't welcome there. Men were doing them a favor by allowing them to be a part of something they weren't supposed to be a part of. In some cases, they were, now listen carefully, employees. Employees. When I worked for Radio Shack, if an employee invented something, it belonged to Radio Shack. Even if you bought the parts somewhere else, that invention belonged to Radio Shack, not you. So if you invented something award-winning,
they got the award.
Radio Shack got the award. That's how that works.
It's the same. It was the same way at the DuPont company.
Now, this is all in jest, of course. You know, I'm half joking. It's half in jest.
Right.
But what started the what got me on this was first this video.
The Matilda Effect is when women do the work, but men take the credit. For example, Dr. Rosalind Franklin, she took the first image of DNA. Two dudes stole it, got famous, and received the Nobel Prize. She got cancer and died. Gabrielle Colette, best-selling French novelist. Her husband locked her in a room and forced her to write while he took credit. Ada Lovelace invented coding for a machine that didn't even exist yet. She was dismissed as a glorified secretary. Margaret Keane painted the creepy big eye portraits. Her husband claimed them for.
So then I found this one.
The woman do Matilda Effect is when the women do the work, but men take the credit. For example, Dr. Rosalind Franklin, she took the first image of DNA, received the Nobel Prize. She got cancer and died. Anyway, Women's History Month. Please like and subscribe before a man does it first.
Dad, I decide to drink 2 liters of water every day to stay healthy.
Son, what?
Sorry about that, but that just tickled me so much.
Yeah, that's definitely good. That's good. Right in front of her. He definitely got the assignment.
So,
he understood the assignment.
He understood the assignment. And that tickled me so goddamn much. So
you told us all of that so you could show us that video.
Right. I went through all that insulting bullshit just so I could show you a halfway insulting video.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But no, Rosalind Franklin, she captured the famous photo 51, the X-ray diffraction image that basically unlocked the secret shape of DNA. Watson and Crick used the data without her knowledge or permission to build their double helix model. Okay, so they took something that she did and built on top of it. She didn't just steal his work.
No, they stole her work. They took her work.
No, and then they did something with it, though.
Right.
If my wife says I want to put an addition on the house, and then I go and put an addition on the house, who put an addition on the house?
But what I'm thinking is, right, if she didn't know, if she didn't know what she photographed, then by all means, all she did was take the picture. But if she knew what she had, and they just beat her to the punch with what it meant.
Nuclear fission. I don't know if it's Lise Meitner helped interpret and explain the phenomena of nuclear fission, working closely with Otto Hahn. Her theoretical explanation was essential to understanding how it worked.
Actually, if it's German, it's probably Lisa.
Maybe. I no longer care. The Nobel Prize for the discovery was given exclusively to Otto Hahn. Meitner wasn't even mentioned in the official award document. Not only that, fun fact, in none of his research and none of his notes did he ever use the word fission. Anyway, Jocelyn Bell Burnell, she discovered pulsars. I mean, how important do pulsars affect your life? Gives a fuck. As a PhD student, she identified the first pulsar signal, literally a brand new class of astronomical object. Her supervisor, Anthony Hewish.
Jewish.
He wasn't Jewish. That guy was a bit Hewish. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a black Jewish dude? He's Hewish. He's a little darker. He's of a different Hewish.
She did the actual observation that made the discovery possible. To her credit, she handled it gracefully, but the discrepancy is infamous. Mary Anning, she's a paleontologist.
She's a paleontology. Hey, baby, you a paleontology?
Hey, baby, you in paleontology?
Paleontology isn't
that
baby,
you ain't pale at all. You got great color, baby. Come on with the paleontology.
Paleontology. That's that bald guy in the Matrix. Joey Pantangeli. Oh. That's that bald motherfucker from the Matrix.
Mary Anning discovered some of the most important fossils in history, including the first ichthyosaurus and plesiosaur skeletons. Male scientists of the time used her finds, published the papers, built their careers, and she was left almost completely out of the formal scientific record. Only in the last 20 to 30 years, has she gotten the recognition she deserved. Or has she? Does she deserve it? We don't know. We're revising history now. I don't know what's going on. But the ENIAC programmers, early computing, the women who programmed the ENIAC, arguably the world's first electronic general-purpose computer, were treated as clerical staff because they were. They built the foundation of the programming itself, inventing techniques still used today, but they weren't credited.
Did they program it, or were they data entry operators?
They weren't invited to project celebrations, and they weren't included in their historical write-ups for decades. Maybe they were just data inputters. Who knows? Their recognition didn't come until the late 1990s and early 2000s, and now the Media Virus podcast is calling it into question. Nettie Stevens' sex chromosomes.
Sex chromosome.
Yeah, she discovered the XY chromosome system for determining biological sex. A male colleague with the right chromosomes, E.B. Wilson, got more credit for it, even though Stevens' work was earlier. Her experiments were more conclusive, and her papers were more detailed. Maybe just a little bit too much detail. We didn't need to know that Robin was flirting with Frank Nettle or Nettie. Her name was mostly omitted for textbooks for years. Yeah.
Chien-Shiung Wu.
You can go ahead and finish that then. That's fine.
Chien-Shiung Wu.
Woo!
Nuclear physics, beta decay. Wu performed the experiment that disproved the conservation of parity, a huge huge physics breakthrough. Her colleagues Li and Yang won the Nobel for the theory. Wu's experimental proof ignored by the committee. To this day, many consider this the most outrageous Nobel snub in physics.
No. Bottom line, the Matilda effect is not just a few isolated incidents. It's a documented historical pattern of women stealing where women carried the intellectual load and men received the prestige prizes and historical memory. Some of these wrongs have been corrected. Most only partially. That's it. That's
okay. That's what you got. What is that noise?
Ric Flair.
I know.
As soon as you started reading, I'm like, I'm gonna go woo every time he says woo. I don't know. It was funny to me.
No, I picked up on it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
What? You got something on your mind, man? What is it?
Not really. I don't. I'm literally thinking of somewhere to go, and I got nothing.
Okay.
So, because like I said, when we left the meeting yesterday,
yes,
there was no B block written.
There was not.
And I said, "Don't worry, dude. I'll come up with something."
Yep, this is it.
And that was the something I came up with.
Yep.
So, technically, this is all your fault.
It is. It absolutely.
I was left unsupervised.
Good point.
Also, too, just so you know,
I'll give you that unsupervised.
Bite would not give me what I wanted. Absolutely refused. And I kept fighting with him. I'm like, no.
What did you want?
Hang on, let me see if I can. All right.
No. You're wrong. No.
I said, hey, do you know what the Matilda effect is? I said, create a script for the Media Virus podcast that explains what the Matilda effect is, except explain it like it is a woman trying to steal the glory that men have earned just because they did all the work. And then it goes on to this. Hang on. It goes on, and it tries to be funny, but it's like, it's not what I asked it for,
Right.
So then I go, well, write it as if we're the ones saying that. It's like, oh, there's some guys that say this and there's some guys that say that. I was like, no, write it as if we're the ones saying it. And then it didn't do it.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, I'll write this myself. And I just need I said, give me a detailed explanation starting with the coining of the term and some of the worst examples. And then it goes, I can't write something that promotes or celebrates sexist claims, like saying women are trying to steal the glory from men. I won't produce content that degrades a protected group, but I can absolutely give you a sharp, snarky TMVP style script. And I was like,
then do that.
No, I think I said something like, where is it? I'm like, I only asked for an explanation and examples. Like you went on this big thing, like I can't do this. I'm like, hey, listen, I just want an explanation and examples.
Right.
You know, and then it did. It gave me that, and I was like, all right, I'll just write around this. But that's how I knew I was on to something. When Blake just
when he starts
would not play along with me. I'm like, all right, this is going to be funny.
Yeah, I got to write our own funny in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And it always winds up being misogyny.
So I threw a headline really late today into the mix because it just struck me, and I thought we might need to bring something up.
Oh, good.
NASA astronaut's estranged wife pleads guilty to falsely alleging first crime committed in space.
I need more details.
We covered this story. We covered this story when it was originally she originally accused her. Summer Warden accused Anne McClain of illegally accessing a bank account during International Space Station mission. The estranged wife of a NASA astronaut pleaded guilty to lying to law enforcement over what was alleged to be the first crime to be committed in space. Summer Warden now faces up to 5 years in federal prison and possibly $250,000 maximum fine in relation to the false reports she made about Anne McClain, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Texas. In July 2019, Summer Heather Warden alleged that her estranged spouse had guessed the password and illegally accessed her bank account while the spouse was deployed to the International Space Station, the office said. However, Warden had opened the account in April 2018. Both parties had accessed it until January 2019 when Warden changed the credentials. It added, the investigation revealed Warden had granted her spouse access to her bank records from at least 2015, including her logon credentials. The initial claim made by Warden, which was that the first allegation of a crime in space, generated inquiries from the Federal Trade Commission and NASA's Inspector General, the New York Times reported. The newspaper described Warden as a decorated intelligence officer in the Air Force. It added that McClain, a West Point graduate and Iraq war veteran who joined NASA in 2013,
space should be like international waters. You know what I mean? If you commit a crime in space, you just get away with it. If nobody saw it,
that's what they're saying. She didn't actually do it. The girlfriend's like, I
mean, now we're just arguing semantics. What I'm saying is, it shouldn't have been a crime in the first place. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's why the U.S. Attorney's Office was involved. They're like, wait a minute, how are we going to fucking pin this on somebody to prosecute? Because who prosecutes that if she's in space?
Right, she's in space. She's out of the jurisdiction, motherfucker. Especially if she's in space over international waters when she was doing it. That's like double jeopardy applies.
But if she's in an American module of the International Space Station, she may technically be in the United States.
No, space does not recognize the sovereignty of the United States.
No. I mean the actual pods that we've connected up there. I believe they count as sovereign space, like sovereign territory. Like the Russians have their module, they can close. Like we go over there, like there's shared space, but like they can close up their side and tell us to piss off. They have a space that they can do where that can be done, as do we. And I think they might those spaces may count as like going home, to your country. You're muted for some reason. Yes, can't hear you. There you go.
I was coughing. and then I forgot. It doesn't matter. It's the moment's passed.
Okay.
Whatever comment I made.
Yeah.
It's lost in time now. It's a shame. We'll never get it back. Let's all just take a moment and mourn it.
Yeah.
All right.
That was dumb.
That was. All right. Well, I think this has run its course.
I think you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the B Block, number 262 on the Media Virus Podcast. We will be back with a C Block in just a bit. You know how to get to that because you come and you do it every time with us, and we enjoy it so much. So we'll see you in the C Block right after this. This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.